Hello and welcome. I am Louise Cooke. Thank you so much for stopping by Genealogy Gems. In this short video, we're going to be covering 5 really important things that you should be doing as a genealogist at WorldCat. Now, if you are interested in finding out more about your family history, you want to build out your family tree, you are going to need records and resources. And my friends, that's exactly what WorldCat provides. You'll find it at worldcat.org. And what this is it's a nonprofit global entity that libraries subscribe to. They become member libraries, and it really gives us as users this amazing global kind of card catalog for libraries around the world. Now, it's important to keep in mind, not all libraries participate in WorldCat, and they can participate at different levels. So you'll find different amounts of information about these different repositories. But the most important thing to know is that there are a lot of libraries, and the amount of resources that they catalog here, we're talking millions and millions. It's an amazing tool to help you find that information, to figure out where it's held so that you can get your hands on it and you can use it to help you grow your family history. So let's talk about these 5 things that you should be doing. And I want to kind of show you along the way some of these important resources, and most importantly, the searching, how to find the stuff that you need. So number 1 is you need to sign up for a free user account at WorldCat. Now, we're right here on the WorldCat homepage, and if you've been here before, it might look a little different to you. They've launched a brand new user interface, and that's really what kind of inspired me to get this video put together for you, because things do look a little bit different. And there's one important difference right out of the gate, and that is if you had an account at worldcat.org, you're going to need to transfer that account in order to retain all of the stuff that you had already kind of kept track of. And we're going to talk about some of these things because these are the benefits of having an account. So follow the prompts and transfer your account. What I noticed when I was doing it was it took a really long time. So be patient. And if you need to, come back to it a couple of hours later. What I also found was that they prompted me to sign up for a brand new password, even though I already had an account. Once I set up that new password, then I could see all the stuff that had indeed been transferred over. Now, if that gets to be a pain for you, or you've never had an account before, you're going to want to go to sign in at the top of the page and sign up for a free user account. That way, when you come and visit worldcat.org, the first thing you're going to do is log in so that you are now using it as a registered user. And that brings us to the second thing that you should be doing here at WorldCat, and it's taking advantage of some of the most important features that are provided to you when you do have a user account. And this second item is lists. So WorldCat makes it possible for you to create your own lists and also kind of capitalize on or take advantage of the lists that other users make. So you'll find out more about lists here in the menu, and I really like this new menu. It's very streamlined, it's very easy to follow, and they'll tell you more about lists here, but I really want to show you the power of this. When you come up to your account, this is where you're going to create your own lists. It doesn't happen through the menu here. This is really just an explanation, which I did find a little bit confusing at first. I kind of expected to be able to create my lists through the menu. But what you're going to do is come up to your account in the upper right-hand corner here on the desktop and click My Lists. So what do lists do? Well, as you're searching through millions of items in the WorldCat catalog, you're going to find stuff and you're going to want to keep track of it. And like everybody, you've got a lot of different branches in your family tree. So after a while, you find that just one big list of everything you've ever looked at gets very cumbersome to work with. It's really nice to divide it up, perhaps by surname or by the type of research that you're doing. So I would recommend out of the gate, make some lists just for the main surnames that you do research on. So for example, one of the ones that transferred over when I transferred my account was I've had a Swarovski list for several years, and I had tossed an item in there. Now, I've put things in and taken things out as I've worked with these items and figured out whether or not they're really keepers. So you can add stuff to these. You can change up the name if you decide you want to expand this into other surnames related to that surname. You can also include a description. So if you did transfer your list and you want to edit this, click on the title of the list. Now you're inside of it and you can make changes. You can add a note to the book that you've added to your list. If you want to edit it, you're going to then come up to this 3 dots right here, and that's going to give you the opportunity to export or print out the list, but I really want to update it. So if I click update the list, now I can say, well, I really want this to include the Nikolowski family as well. So it's Swarovski/Nikolowski. And then I can add more description here if I want to kind of prompt myself as to what it was I was trying to do with this list, because the truth is we kind of come and go over the years using our account, and it's nice to have these prompts. You can also control whether or not your list is private or public. Now, what would be the advantage of having a public list? Well, it might be just sharing your knowledge. You've been collecting materials that support this, and perhaps there are other people who are searching for this particular family or the particular topic. How nice for them to be able to search the list and be able to see the kinds of things that you've already found, and they could add those things to their list. But you don't have to. You can keep it private if you'd like, and just click update when you're done editing. You can also really easily cite your list. Here you can pick the style that you want to cite it. Very nice. You can cite individual items. You can also share your list out, put it on social media, make a copy of a link and put it in your database program. If I use Roots Magics, I might want to put a link to my WorldCat list for that particular family. So really nice way to integrate different tools together. So to go back, again, I'm going to come up here to the top and go to my list to get back to all of my lists. So this is one of the big changes, is when you're working in the new WorldCat, you're going to be working through your account menu more often than you used to. In addition to the list that you create, other users are also creating lists, and they might be researching the same things you are. So to conduct a search of other people's public lists, we don't do that here on my list page. That happens up in the search box. You can see that by default, we're in the items category. So we would be searching for books and articles and things like that. But if we do the drop-down menu, we can select lists. Now we can enter a list name. So here's something else, kind of a search tip that's really important to be aware of. In the past, typically I would put in particular keywords, like I might put in Maine, the state of Maine, and the word genealogy. If I click search, I get Maine genealogy. That's the actual title of this list. But if I had typed in genealogy as my keyword, then I put in a state, Maine, and click search, you get no results. So at least currently in the new user interface, the list search is very literal. It's really kind of exactly matching the title. And if your words deviate in terms of the order in which the words appear, or you're missing some words, you're not going to get a result. So one of the first things you might want to do is just run a basic genealogy search and see what kinds of lists are currently out there. So here for the word genealogy, I got 56 lists. So each of these includes the word genealogy. There's the main genealogy. Lots of different, additional topics. Wouldn't be too hard to browse through there. Now, the reason there's only 56 is because a lot of the users who used WorldCat in the past and did create lists haven't transferred yet. I would expect this to really, really grow once more and more people transfer their accounts over, and therefore their lists as well. So that's going to be a little cumbersome if we can't do these individual words. In fact, I noticed if I put an additional space after the word genealogy and then I clicked search, I only get 17, and that's because each of these has the word genealogy followed by a space and then additional words. So we have to be very careful with the use of our spaces and just focused on keywords. Let's just use the word Maine for the state of Maine. No extra space at the end. Click search. And we see that there are 3. So some are about authors from Maine, but one does happen to be about genealogy for the state of Maine. So just kind of keep that in mind. I'm hoping that we're going to see some additional improvements in the search functionality, but it is a little bit touchy right now. But we could certainly try, different surnames that we have in our family tree and see where it goes. So we're going to see these lists growing, but for right now, it is kind of limited until everybody gets their lists transferred over from their past accounts. So that was our second item. The thing that you should be doing over here at WorldCat is first creating your own list and then continuing to check and browse and search to see what other lists are out there that you can capitalize on that are suggesting materials that would be applicable to the topics that you're researching. All right, the third thing that you should be doing over here at the new WorldCat.org is another functionality of having an account, and that is being able to add your favorite libraries to your account and also to be able to search for them. So let's look up here under your account, click the down arrow, and here's our favorite libraries list. So I've added one so far. This is the Family History Library in Salt Lake City. Very much a favorite library. What this does for you is that WorldCat is going to tailor your experience of search for items based on your favorite libraries. So it's going to give more priority to the libraries that you visit most often. So this is really a way for you to kind of have an impact on the way in which results are given to you. Let's say I live in Texas. I want to make sure that I am getting a prioritization for Texas libraries when it comes to looking at my search results. Up here in the search bar, we're in item search, but we're going to switch over to libraries. Now you could type in the name of a library if you know a specific library, like I knew Family History Library, so I could search for that. But I'm going to just put in the state of Texas to see which libraries are participating in WorldCat. And here we've got 74 libraries. You can narrow these down for the type of library they are. If you're looking for things to do with the law, you can just specialize on that. Or you can do public libraries. If you see something here and you think, oh, I didn't even realize that was near me. I want to go visit that library. I want to start seeing more materials because I plan a visit to that library. I'm going to click the favorites star, and that adds it to my favorites library list. This is a great strategy if you're going to be going on a research trip and you want to do some prep work and find materials that are out there, but you really want to prioritize libraries in a particular area or a particular library that you're going to get an opportunity to go and visit. This is the way to do it. Add it to your favorites library list. The fourth thing that you should be doing at WorldCat is searching for resources, stuff that you can use for your family history. And in order to do that, here in the search bar, we're going to go back into that items mode. So we have looked at libraries, we've looked at lists, but we're going to make sure that we have selected items. And then we could put in a surname, we could put in a topic, a particular type of record. Let's say, for example, I want to look for Texas and newspaper. Let's click search. And we'll find some resources this way. Over on the left, you'll always see lots of great ways to be able to filter in to be more specific in your search results. What I want to suggest to you, my special tip for you in terms of searching for items at WorldCat, is to come up here to the search bar, and to the right of the search box and the button, you'll notice this little icon. This is your advanced search. Why not just start with that? So you can click on that, and now you can add keywords, and you can control that you want to have additional words. You can eliminate words. Perhaps there's a topic that's kind of cluttering up your results and it's not something that you want. You can actually remove that word. You can also focus in on the title, ISBN number, the journal name. Oh my gosh, so many terrific filtering options. It looks like a very small form, but there's actually a lot of options here. Even here at the top where we had keyword, again, all of these options available in the drop-down menu. So what this means is each one of these fields, you can, zero in on one of these particular areas, and you can control the way those words or that information is being used in the search results. You can also filter by the time frame using year and what kind of format are you looking for. Are you looking for just music or videos or articles, audiobooks, maps, newspapers? Oh my gosh, how wonderful to be able to just filter by newspaper. I think this is going to be way more effective than using the keyword newspaper in your search. We might want to take Texas out and then say, but the format is newspapers and I want a particular time frame, 1900 to 1950, and click search. And you can see it's bringing in resources from lots of different areas. It's going to continue to prioritize any particular libraries you've highlighted. So number 4 was to use that search function and to particularly take advantage of the advanced search filters. And the 5th thing that you should be doing at the new WorldCat.org is searching for name variations. So we've mentioned that you might want to focus on surnames as one of the particular topics that you'll be looking for. But one of the things to understand about the search functionality, at least right now, the way it works here at WorldCat, is that it's not going to do a good job of giving you variations. Now, we talked about using the advanced filter. So if I click advanced, I could have a keyword and I could put in one variation of the spelling and then and I could put in another keyword and put in the second variation, okay, and then run search. This way, I'm getting both. We're seeing here's Burkett with 1 T, and I've got Burkett with 2 T's. So we can use the advanced search to help us get the name variations, but otherwise, you'll want to run one variation at a time, and then put it through the paces and then go back and try it again with the next one, just to make sure that you don't miss anything. Because again, there are millions and millions of wonderful resources here available. And kind of a bonus tip, just don't be discouraged if it looks like that this item is only available at one particular library or just a handful, or there's a big list and you feel like they're not conveniently located. Take a moment to use this find a copy at a library, and you can adjust how far away the library is. Let's say I want to get down to 50 miles. Now it's whittled down my results just to give me the library that's closest to me within the range that I specified, just to make the hunt a little bit easier. Who knows? You might have some interlibrary loan opportunities. You might be able to get a remote library card so that you could access this online. WorldCat's going to do everything it can to help you get the one that's most convenient to you. So there you go, my friends. A quick video about these 5 important things that you should be doing over at the new version of WorldCat.org. Number 1 was to make sure that you signed up for a free account and that you've signed in when you use the website so that you get to take advantage of all of the features that come along with your account. The second thing was to check out lists. Make lists for your research. Go browse and search for other people's lists and take advantage of some of the things they've already found and add those items to your list. Another thing is to discover libraries that are near you and using the library search. You can even enter your zip code in order to specify that. You can notice here with my account, I specified here that I'm in Texas, but if I click this, I could actually add in my specific zip code and get even more zeroed in on a particular location. We can also change that up if we're going to be making a research trip here in the near future. The fourth thing we were going to do was use that advanced search. It's the icon right next to the search box. That is really, I think, the place to start. It's so much better than just trying to use the search box itself. And our fifth and final thing is to be searching for name variations specifically. We can use the advanced search to help us do that by using the and feature. Or if we use the search box, we're going to do one version at a time and then include other keywords to see what the results are. Try different variations, generally speaking. Use the advanced search. See what works for you. I hope you've enjoyed this. WorldCat is a tremendous resource, and here's the thing. They are coordinating with Family Search. So all those books that are available over at Family Search, they are going to be popping up in your results as well. It's a huge sweep of the world's online library resources. Thanks so much for joining me, and stay in touch. Head on over to my website, lisalouisecooke.com or genealogygems.com, and sign up for our free email newsletter because we've got a new video for you each and every week.